Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Not everybody wants to come to the Philippines. I don't believe there's anybody, certainly on YouTube, that promotes the Philippines as a vacation spot or retirement destination more than me. And I was doing that on my live stream yesterday, and then the stupid subject of infrastructure came up. And some guy says, not everybody wants to come to the Philippines. And it got me to thinking, what are the reasons people don't come here? I don't want to come here. I don't like to come here. And I just want to talk about that a little bit today. The number one reason is the threat of kidnapping. This is just my views, my perspectives. Guys, this is my channel. That's all it is my views. I'm just one person. There's going to be over 1 million Americans that come to the Philippines in 2025. And I'm just one person. Okay, I'm not the Bible. This isn't the gospel. But the threat of kidnapping. You know, one thing that the Philippines lacks in the West is marketing and branding. We don't get a lot of information in America on the Philippines, only the bad stuff. And certainly kidnapping is at the top of that list. Elliot Eastman is fresh in people's minds. The German getting his head cut off by the rebels in the jungles of Baziland with that old rusty knife is fresh in people's minds. And everybody, when they see that, they're full of fear. They're afraid. They're like, okay, I know how to alleviate that fear. I just won't come. But kidnapping, threat of kidnapping in the Philippines is, in my opinion, the number one reason why everybody doesn't want to come here. But something close on the heels of that is crime, which I'm going to tell you that the Philippines gets a bad rap for that, certainly when it comes to foreigners. Are we victims of crime over here? Yeah, but not to the point of what people believe and what stops them in their tracks from coming to the Philippines. There's two rates of crime over here. I always tell you this, one for foreigners, one for Filipinos, and the ones for Filipinos are higher. We get a certain level of respect over here. They give us the benefit of the doubt. And can you be stupid? Is there a solution for being in the wrong place at the wrong time? No. But crime is the reason, because they put two and two together and they come up with three. And they say, oh, look at the poverty over there. Oh, look at the corruption and all that. The crime must be bad. But it really isn't. But this is the reason why people don't want to come here. It stops them in their tracks from coming here. I've been here on and off. In April, it'll be 17 years. Next month, December 5th, 2018 is when I landed in the Philippines. It'll be 7 years. I haven't had any trouble, man, over here. Not anything that even resembles trouble. No pickpockets, no nothing. I remember I lost my brand new iPhone. They turned it in, but probably because they couldn't get into it, so they couldn't sell it. And I put a 2,500 peso reward, but nonetheless, it was returned to me. Crime is just not that bad. You know, if you do your due diligence, you know, nothing good happens after midnight. But the third thing, and this is going to kind of shock you, but I've talked about this a long time ago on one of my videos. It's the cost of living. It's why a lot of people don't retire here. Because, you know, we've all heard those stories about $1,000, you know, you can live in the Philippines on $1,000 a month, right? And it's true to a certain extent with some people, depending on who you are. But for the serious retirees, they come over here, they do their exploration trip, and they're like, can't do it on $1,000. Probably gonna cost me more like $2,500. So they say, if I gotta pay $2,500, I can find a place closer to home, which is gonna play into the next thing I'm gonna talk about. But they're really shocked, and they're saying, no, I go to Mexico. I go to the DR. Matter of fact, that damn peso in the DR is higher than it is over here. It's hovering around 59 here, but I think it's like 60 or something there. And, you know, different places like that. Costa Rica, some of the places that I've talked to people about. Nicaragua, Brazil, Colombia. And that's the, you know, that's what they come up with. That was Maryland messaging me. I was looking through my phone. But it kind of rolls over into the next one, which is logistics. It's just too far, man, for people. I mean, when you see expats over here, majority men, we're a different beast when we relocate to the Philippines. You know, some people are like, that's too far. You know, that brutal plane ride we always talk about, man. We talk about that plane ride probably more than anything. Sorry, I got to adjust my camera, give y'all a better view. Anywhere you coming from the West, it's at least 15 hours, sometimes 20 hours in the air. And that's not even including layovers and all of that. If there's an emergency or for some reason you have to go home, or you just want to go home and visit your family, it's just too far, man. It's a brutal round trip. Southeast Asia, period, is a brutal round trip. Certainly the Philippines. And people say, no, that's okay. I'll find some place else. Maybe I'll make the trip one time just to see what it's like. But as far as living over here, because I've got friends here who've never been home once they got here, and that's the reason why. It's because of the plane ride. I've only been home once in almost 7 years for that reason alone. And people get homesick. And it's like, I don't want to get stuck over there. Maybe something happens, emergency. You know, I got to go into the hospital. It's too far. So, yeah. This is a no-brainer, though. Healthcare. You know, one thing expats try to do without over here is healthcare. And a lot of people say, well, you know, I don't want to give up my Medicare or my retirement insurance that I've worked for my whole life. It's a deal breaker. It's really the number one deal breaker, honestly, guys. You know, because as we get older, you're going to need your health care. I don't care what anybody says. It's almost like a typhoon over here. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And yeah, you can get good insurance over here from people like Michael Onstad and others, Pacific Cross and different things like that. But it's not going to be as comprehensive. It's not going to be as good a coverage as your Medicare Advantage, or your retirement insurance. And you're going to throw in the trash potentially millions of dollars worth of insurance coverage. Right, for no other reason other than they don't accept it over here. And it's those type of financial decisions that get us in jackpot situations that a lot of us find ourselves in over here in the Philippines, man. So yeah, healthcare is a big deal over here. It's the number one deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. Because you're going to need it eventually. But something else, this thing got kind of crowded here. It's only like 9 o'clock. Man, I don't know where everybody's coming from. I'm going to. But you're a nobody over here. And let me explain before you get all your underwear, your panties tangled all up. You don't pay taxes. You don't vote over here. You have no say-so in the workings of things. And the Philippines is one place where you just don't have an opinion, really. Hey, man, butag. You can either be deported or even killed for just your simple opinion. Remember, you're not at home. Things don't work the same over here, and you lose your voice over here. I mean, just complaining about some of the simple stuff here. Hey, man, butag, will get you in big, big trouble. And some people are like, You know, I want to be able to voice my opinion. I've got a perspective. If something's wrong, I want to be able to, you know, talk about it. Because over here, they let you spend your money. And we jack up this economy a whole lot more than what people give us credit for. Tourism is actually, hey, man, bonsai, is actually 1/5 of the GDP over here. And OFWs, which are the heroes over here, for good reason. All the money they remit and all the sacrifices they make, I consider them heroes. It's only 1/10. We jack up the economy more than they do. But you better not complain. You better not say anything out of line. They don't care that you were the police chief in your country. You sit down and shut up. That's just how it is over here. And some people don't like that. You know, if they have a problem, they want to be able to voice their opinion. They want to feel like, hello, mein Buntag, that their voice matters. Hey, mein Buntag. And these are just some of the reasons why people say, I'm coming to the Philippines. I don't want to deal with all that stuff. It's too much you got to give up. Despite all the good stuff I was talking about yesterday, certainly you see how warm and welcoming the people are. And they're doing it. They don't have anything to gain from that. I'm not paying them to do it. Most of the people that I walk past, they're going to say, Mayan Buntag, good morning, or something like that. Despite the warm climate, despite the lower cost of living that most of us can deal with over here, despite the diverse cultures over here and traditions and everything over here, despite the personal freedom, you hear me? People still say, no, that's okay, because the Philippines lacks marketing and branding, the proper marketing and branding that will turn it into the tourist attraction that most people think it should be. It's never been a juggernaut. It's never been up there with Thailand and all of that. Malaysia, even Vietnam now has become this monster. It's never been up there like that, but it was improving. The infrastructure is improving, but it has a lot to be desired. But the infrastructure is not the reason people don't come over here. Okay, transportation is not the reason, although it plays into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's for those main reasons that, just my opinion, is why everybody doesn't want to come here. I love it here. The Philippines fit me like a glove. I don't know why. I guess, as a black man, people just leave me alone over here. People talk about, the Philippines leans more toward a white culture than the black culture and all that, man. You just say that stuff. You don't have no receipts. I got receipts over here. Nobody follows me around, man. They just don't bother me. I don't catch the hell that I catch. I don't know about anybody else out there. Okay? And it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm not trying to work over here. I'm not trying to go into the movies. Okay, I run for public office. A lot of that has to do with it, but man, the freedom over here is just crazy for me. Okay? So thank y'all so much for stopping by. There's so much to love about this place, but there's so much not to love about it. Everybody doesn't want to come here. It's like a dog. It's what I told the guy yesterday. I was like, dude, everybody knows that. The earth is approximately 197 million square miles. About 58 million square miles of that is land. There's so many other options that you have. So why would you even be on a Philippine live stream if you're going to talk about stuff like that? We talk about the Philippines on my live stream and in most of my vlogs. Everybody knows not everybody wants to come to the Philippines. That's a stupid argument. That's a stupid statement. But a lot of times we make these statements and these opinions and everything without any receipts at all. I do want to say before I get off here, if you're watching this, and this is real, I wish you a long and prosperous life, filled with love and happiness. May all your dreams come true. May you be as successful as you want to be. You reach all your goals. I just feel that way, man. We're very fortunate to be alive right now. A lot of people who didn't make it today who probably deserve to be here more than me. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Let me also shout out Confident Voice Speaks. He sent me 5,000 pesos. He said, Cal, this is for the victims of the typhoons. Could you please spin your wheel 5 times? And I did that last night. So far, 4 people have come forward. I'm pretty sure the other one will come forward. It's people like him, man, that I attract. Okay, remember I told you that the best advice for life as an expat is not on YouTube. It doesn't come from bloggers. The overwhelming majority of people here, expats, they don't have YouTube channels. They don't want their life on YouTube for good reason, because we're ignorant. We're honorary with some of the worst critics of all. But I wanted to shout him out because it means a lot. And everybody that supports this channel, you know. But don't do anything stupid. Don't let anybody, one way or the other, sway your decision to come to the Philippines. But I will say this, there's nothing that beats boots on the ground experience, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, you got to come over here. And I know most of you will never make it over here. It's all about entertainment for you, and that's good. You can live vicariously through us. I don't know why you want to do that, but you can. There's a lot to love about this place and a lot not to love about it. I try to give you the 360. You know, people call it flip-flopping. Well, call it what you want. I'll give you the 360. I'm not going to just give you one side of the story. So take care. I'll see y'all next time.
Boots on the ground. Don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers. A tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing. When we help others,